This is the Heart of LAFC podcast, episode 5.
Coming to you directly from sunny Southern California, you are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, here is your host, Jerry Jimenez.
What is up? Welcome to the Heart of LAFC podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez, your host, your friend, your insider into the Los Angeles Football Club. Thank you for joining me for our 5th episode of the Heart of LAFC. This is your show. What that means is that you have the power to control what we talk about. Please follow our social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also feel free to drop us a line over at www.heartoflafc.com and let us know what you want to hear. Who do you want to hear from? What should we talk about? We want to make sure you are getting everything out of this show and more. Today, we will be talking rumors. Word around town as LAFC is actively pursuing players of global stature. The club has shortlisted 10 potential recruits, and we will go over the 4 names that were actually mentioned. Also, we will answer a couple of fan questions sent in to us through Twitter. I have to mention we now have the ability to receive voicemail. Yes, you too can send in your actual voice recording, ask us a question, and we will put it on the podcast. Head over to our website at www.heartoflafc.com/voicemail or click on the voicemail link on top of the page. Let's jump right in and talk about some rumors. So Mark Ogden over at ESPN FC, senior football writer for ESPN FC, recently put out an article about how LAFC is searching for a player of global stature or chasing players of global stature. And he spoke with Tom Penn, who mentioned that they are shortlisting 10 potential recruits. He was quoted as saying, "We wouldn't discuss specific players. However, we did get 4 names. Which we are about to go through." I thought that was funny. I don't know if he's necessarily trying to just like throw us a bone or throw us off of the scent of what they're actually doing. Who knows? But these are 4 names. They're very interesting names. Let's go ahead and go through them. Cesc Fabregas, who is 29. He's a midfielder for Chelsea. He's had his time with Arsenal as well as Barcelona and the Spanish national team. Under the helm of Antonio Conte, Chelsea has gone with a 3-4-3 formation, and Cesc Fabregas has actually not been a part too much of what they're doing, and Chelsea is killing it right now. Unfortunately, Fabregas has only played about a third of the games, 4 out of 12 actually, and only 1 was a start. So he's been, kind of pushed off to the side a little bit, isn't getting as much playtime. Conte was quoted, though, as saying that Fabregas has a future with Chelsea and that he is needed. That is obvious. However, I can see LAFC definitely picking him up if the price is right. Next, we have Luka Modric, who was born in Yugoslavia. He is actually the captain for the Croatian national team, and he plays for Real Madrid. He is a midfielder. He is 31, and he is awesome. I don't think that anybody would disagree that Modric would be a great addition to any team, no matter what. And talking about 31-year-olds, Wayne Rooney is also one of the 4 named. He is with Manchester United since 2004. He came from Everton over to Man U, and he has scored 179 goals in 378 appearances. However, he does seem to be slowing down, and under Mourinho has not given him very much play. Obviously, Man U is just a star-studded team, and there's a lot of different players to choose from, and unfortunately, Wayne Rooney has not been one of them, so I can definitely see him coming over to the MLS. LAFC, unfortunately, there is a lot of people that are not for Wayne Rooney to come over. I personally think he would be great. I think he would be a great addition. And again, maybe I feel for the older guys. I am 31 also, just like Wayne and Luca. Anyways, but we'll skip all of that and move on to Chicharito. Javier Hernandez Chicharito, he started his career with Guadalajara, who I'm very fond of, and he went and moved over to Manchester United in 2010. He was there till about 2015, where he was loaned over to Real Madrid. Actually, I'm sorry, 2014, loaned to Real Madrid, and now he's killing it over in Bayer Leverkusen in Germany. He has appeared 36 times with them and scored 22 goals. So this one might be a little bit of a long stretch for us to be able to get him at a good price. Who knows if he even wants to come over to the MLS. I have heard him say before that is a possibility. So again, out of the four, I think my favorite would have to be Javier Hernandez. And most of you guys seem to agree, actually. We have a Twitter poll that we did where we went on there and said, based on the ESPN FC and Angels on Parade report, who would you rather see LAFC bring to the team? And yes, who would you rather? I had a lot of people say none of them. We don't want any of them. However, that was the option. So Chicharito came in blazing high at 65% out of 46 votes. And right after that was Modric with 17%. Rooney followed suit at 11%, and unfortunately, Cesc Fabregas is at 7%. So you guys all overwhelmingly picked Chicharito. Now, the real question for me is, who are the other 6 players that were unnamed? I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think those are? Let's get some names out there. This is the rumor mill. Yes, none of this is confirmed, okay? These are all rumors. It's just fun. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to look back, listen to this in the future, and say, hey, look, we were right. We actually had this player now. And so that would be awesome. Anyways, please head over to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want. Send me a message. Leave us a voicemail. Let's talk about this. Who are the other 6 players that were not named? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the questions that we received on Twitter here. At Soccer Prime asks, Dave Serichin is leaving the Los Angeles Galaxy and says LAFC would be a great match for him. What think thou? So, in order for me to really give my explanation of how I feel, I think we need to go over who exactly Dave Serichin is and his history for all of those that may not know. He actually is a coach, assistant coach, and has been an assistant coach for a very long time to many different teams within the MLS. He started his career as an indoor player with the Pittsburgh Spirit. He was with Buffalo Stallions, Baltimore Blast, Kansas City Comets. But then he went ahead and started managing or assistant managing the University of Rochester in 1976. He moved on in 1983 to Cornell University. In 1984 to 87, he was with Virginia as an assistant as well. And then he became head coach of Cornell University 1988 to 1997. From there, he made his move to the MLS, where he became the assistant coach for DC United under Bruce Arena for the first time, actually. And then again in 1999 to 2002, he was under Bruce Arena and the United States. However, he did stay in 1999, and under Thomas Rodgen, they won an MLS Cup. DC United did in 99, and then in 99, he joined also, right after that season, joined the United States men's national team under Bruce Arena. And in 2002, he joined Chicago Fire, and from then to 2007, he actually won 2 Open Cups with Chicago, 2003 and 2006, and a Supporters Shield in 2003 as well. 2008, he returned with Bruce Arena and the Los Angeles Galaxy, where we all know what he's done there. So yes, I believe Dave Serichin would be a great hire for LAFC. because of how much experience the man has. I've heard it said that Dave Serchin, unfortunately, is quote unquote the lapdog of Bruce Arena, and it's kind of hard to fight that because he's been under him with DC United, with the United States men's national team, and with LA for so many years. I think it's time for him to get out there as a head coach and do his own thing. I do feel that he has what is needed at LAFC, and he says it checks all the boxes. So we'll see how that goes. As far as how I feel, I say it's a yes. I do like him a lot more than Sigi Schmidt, who has been rumored to be offered jobs at multiple different places. We'll see how that goes. I feel like the next information we're going to get from LAFC is going to be a coach. Dave Serchin, definitely a big high five there if we get him as a coach. All right, moving on to our next question from @Edgar, EDGURR, Mr. Edgar Garibay. Quick shout out to you, sir. This is the first person to give us a review on iTunes, so I have to say you guys should all try to be as cool as him. Thank you so much for that review. And he asks, which players currently in MLS do you hope we are able to get in the expansion draft a year from now? Now, this is a very good question, but also a very hard one to answer. We won't know who is protected and not protected until closer to the draft. I did get verification from the team that we should be getting an expansion draft regardless of whether some other team comes in that same year with us or not. Miami is lagging it over there with David Beckham. And I don't know, maybe Sacramento? Who knows? Maybe Sacramento will come in with us. Anyways, so just to kind of go over expansion draft, it used to be 10 players that were selected by teams. Now it's gone down to 5. We'll see how that goes for us. Once we get more information on that, of course, we will let you all know. So the requirements on this question: which players currently in the MLS do you hope? So that is what I'm going to do. It's actually going to be more of like a wish list. And some of these might be way out there, and some of you guys are going to be like, oh, no. But these are my choices, all right? I don't care what you guys think. No, I do care. Please send me messages. Let me know what you think of some of these names. See if maybe we agree on some of them. Let's start off with Kyle Larin over at Orlando City. He's a center forward. He's 21. He's young. His BFF plays for Orlando City as well, Richie Larray. So he'll have to leave him to come to LA. But, hey, Kyle Larin is killing it over at Orlando City. That would be a very good one. Also, I'm going to have to say Dom Dwyer. I've always been a fan of Dom Dwyer. Maybe a fan of his wife as well. But he is 26, so he's a little bit on the older side. He is a forward for SKC. And then we also have Fatai Alashi, who's 23. He's a defensive midfielder, and he would probably be a very, very good also option for LAFC. He's with the San Jose Earthquakes right now, and hopefully with LAFC in 2018. That's all I'm going to say. Also, Brandon Vincent. He's a left-back defensive player. He's 22. He's in the Chicago Fire. He was actually the 4th overall pick from the 2016 Super Draft. The dude is awesome. Also, he went to Stanford University, and he happens to be from Los Angeles, which I know is something that would be a plus. But Brandon Vincent, definitely another one that I would put on the top of this list, actually. And so this is where we kind of go through and realize that some of these names are going to get kind of crazy. I really like Jack Harrison. I really, really, really like Jack Harrison. He's over at NYCFC. I don't think that's really much of a possibility right now, but you guys can look him up and see what I mean. Also, I have to admit that I am a huge FC Dallas fan this season. A lot of their players were just amazing and made my list. I'm going to start with the oldest of them, which is Matt Hedges. He is also the 2016 MLS Defender of the Year. I'm not sure if he'll be protected or not. FC Dallas has a lot of really good homegrown talent. We'll see how that goes. There's Kellen Acosta, also with FC Dallas, who's 21. He's a fullback. He's a defensive mid. back there with FC Dallas. And then they also have Victor Duloa, who I really like. He's a defensive midfield. And I know Mauro Diaz is hurt. He has an Achilles tendon rupture, I believe. But man, when Mauro Diaz is healthy again, I think he would be a great addition to our team as well. Again, Oscar Pareja is amazing. I'm going to have to say I was a big fan of FC Dallas this year, seeing them play. And let's move on from there. Kakuta Mane over with the Whitecaps. He's in a foot surgery. Yes, I know Mauro Diaz, he's hurt. Kakuta Mane, he's hurt as well. He's 21, though. He's very, very young. He's a left wing, and Kakuta is definitely, when Vancouver lost him, I think Vancouver lost it all. And so Kakuta Mane, you can tell, is one of those players that is going to, be the future of any team that he is in when the next season starts. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, I hear his foot surgery went well. And it's been a while since that. I'm going to have to do some research on that. So I apologize on lacking some info. But then there's also Pedro Morales. He's an attacking midfielder. He uses both feet. He is on the older side. He's 31 years old, but over with the Vancouver Whitecaps as well. And he was a designated player, or is a designated player. So I don't know how that would work. But Pedro Morales is one of those players as well that made my list. Let's see here. Who else has made my list? Man, there's so many. Okay, I'll give you guys an extra one. This guy is not in the MLS, however, so maybe doesn't count, but it's a little extra bonus. Haji Wright with the Cosmos. He's on loan with Schalke 04 in Germany. He's a winger. He's 18. He is young, and he is talented. Look this guy up, Haji Wright. I think also he would be a great addition to LAFC. I don't know if that answered your question. I kind of threw a whole bunch of names out at you, but I figured we could get a conversation started because this is one of those things where, again, it's going to be very difficult to say who I feel, LAFC should pick up. I think that once the expansion draft is announced and the protected and unprotected list comes out, we will have this conversation all over again. Maybe one of these names, maybe none of these names will be on that list, but we'll see then when that comes up. What players do you guys like that are currently in the MLS and LAFC could possibly pick up? We don't know. So how about you guys tweet some names out at me? Let's start this conversation over at Twitter. I'm going to go ahead and post something up probably on Tuesday. And we'll get this conversation going, and let's talk about some players that could possibly be transferred over from a other MLS team into LAFC. Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. I do have a couple more that I did leave unanswered because I'm going to try to get somebody in from the academy, their academy questions. So I'm going to try to ask them for the answers, get you some actual answers to your questions. I did not forget about you. I did not miss you. But thank you guys so much again for your questions. Please head over to www.heartoflafc.com/voicemail. Leave us a voicemail, and we will put you on the show with your questions, and we'll answer them. We'll do our best. I am not a know-it-all. Some of these questions that you guys will ask me, I will do my best to answer them, and if I feel like I can get a better answer for you, I will do that. I will reach out and get an answer for you. So please head over to our website and leave us a voicemail. We're going to cut this one a little bit shorter than usual, guys. There's a lot to talk about. I would much rather start this conversation on Twitter with you guys or on anything else, Facebook, Instagram. But send over your questions and let's get the ball rolling, guys. I think we're going to be in for a lot of information, a lot of new news coming up here shortly. I don't think that LAFC has a choice. I mean, we are getting closer and closer and closer. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Heart of LAFC podcast. Make sure you send us all your comments, questions, and suggestions over to www.heartoflafc.com. If you feel like it, leave us a review and a rating over at iTunes. My name is Jerry Jimenez. Everyone, be good to each other. Be good to yourselves and stay golden.